Okay, and there we go. We've been able to build our solar dish. We have an APC, or a power controller. The power controller has been able to charge the battery to probably medium. We have a battery back charger now, so we can actually charge our batteries, our tool batteries. And we've actually created our auto lathe. Hey, g'day and welcome to Stationeers, a brand new game by Dean Hall, the original developer of the mod of DayZ. I've been playing the game now for a couple of days, probably a week or so, and loving it, just really enjoying it. So, and I've also obviously had a lot of help from people that were streaming and sort of YouTubing and that as well. So just going to make a sort of a couple of videos just on Stationeers. Now these are beginner guides. The game does have a huge learning curve. So they are sort of like a step-by-step beginner's guide on just the early start out. So love you to watch it and join, and let's get into it. So starting a new world. 3 choices, but at the time of this video, the creative and Mars were not active. So we're just going to do the survival. And here we are. So as long as everything doesn't sort of fall in a hole, it's not a hole as well. Welcome to welcome to the moon. Alright, so I also assume that you've sort of been playing a little bit of the game, and you're just getting stuck in some areas. So just go through the sort of the basics to start off with, and you're probably wondering why you've got some duct tape in your right hand. That's obviously just to fix your mask, or you fix your suit if you sort of puncture it or you split it. You can obviously, duct tape's good for everything. So the first thing I would actually recommend, because I've done it a few times myself, is just press 1, scroll down to the lock mask, and just lock your mask. And that will probably prevent you from accidentally opening your mask and causing you a world of pain. So we're just going to have a look at what we've got here. Is we've got 4 containers. Handles are on the left. Q is to release. You've got 4 containers. You've got construction supplies 1, organic supplies, construction supplies 2, and consumable supplies. You also have 3 units. You've got a portable oxygen cylinder, a portable air conditioner, and a portable air scrubber. Now certainly I've been playing for about a week now, the main containers that you actually just want to start working on, and I'm just trying to look, I've got a really nice sort of flat area. What do we got here? Just sort of having a look at it. I know it's getting a little bit dark, so this is a very dark game, and we'll try and do the videos during the day. We're going to build our base. Yeah, we'll build our base over here. So what I would recommend is the containers you actually need to work on are your construction containers. So just pull them out and put them in an area that's sort of handy. Construction 2. The controls at the beginning can be a little bit frustrating, but yeah, just bear with it. The game is amazing. Okay, so let's jump in. It would be nice if I just turn this container around, but that's just sort of getting a little bit picky. There we go. Okay, so let's open these up and have a look. And as I said, it's night time. So open. So what we're actually going to do in this video is just focus on power. So we're just going to build a little area where we can actually set up our fabrication to start building the rest of the base. So where we're starting at the moment is not physically going to be our base, it's just the area we're going to start. It's just going to be a little workbench sort of fabrication area, and you're going to continue to go backwards and forwards until you start building your base. So in here itself, you've got a couple of things. You've got an arc furnace, a solid generator, an auto lathe, and then a heap of other components. Won't go through, and I'm sure you've sort of had a look. But what we're actually after at the moment is iron frames. We've got 30 iron frames, and this is how we're going to start. So we're going to build a little area probably around about 3 by 3. So let's just right click here. It's going to be a tough one because of the ground, but we'll see how we go. Now the other thing I'm missing, and I forgot to, so a handy tip would have actually been, is to see where the sun is setting. I'll explain that, but let's do our little area. Okay, so there's our 3 by 3, and that's probably good to start off. And let's throw our right click, and let's throw our iron back in there. As a matter of fact, we won't throw it in there, we're going to throw it in our pocket. So just pressing 4, throwing it over there. The reason for that is just so I can get rid of this duct tape and have a spare hand. So the duct tape's in there. The next one we want is some iron sheets. Pressing 5, you've got your tools. We want to grab our welder. Press O, and that will turn the welder on, and simply hover over and you can actually do your frames. Now there is a slight, probably half a second from when the green bar covers up to when the frame is actually done, and you can actually excuse me, you can actually weld the frame twice. So that was once, and then if I go again, it actually makes it a solid frame that's actually airtight. Now we don't need this for the beginning, so don't waste your iron. You just need to do it once, because if you don't do it, you'll actually fall inside, and then you can jump out. So we're just going to build one, and there we go. And there's our little 3 by 3, and that should be enough to sort of get us started without sort of chewing into our supplies too much. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make sure you turn it off before you put it into your pocket. If you do not, two things. There's obviously you're going to chew through the gas, but when you walk around, you can't actually see. You can, if you look down, you can actually see your pockets glowing. So let's turn that off before I waste gas, or worst case scenario, it explodes in my pocket. Alright, let's turn the lights back on so you can see, and let's go. So what we want to do is we want to grab the arc furnace, and we want to grab the auto lathe, and let's set these up. Now I wish I really had had a look to see where the sun came up, because then we wouldn't potentially have to sort of redo the base. But anyway, jumping into it. So the first thing we're actually going to set down is the auto lathe. Using the controls, so just got the auto lathe down, just using, as it says there, the delete and the page down, just to rotate. And I want to rotate, so you can see by the arrows, that you've got the inward slot on the left hand slide and the outward slot on the outside, and you've got the power and the data. So the power is on the right and the data is on the left. So just dropping that down. The next thing we want to drop is our furnace, and I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap, and that's so the materials can pop out. And we're going to drop our furnace like so. Whoops, no, we're not. We've actually put that down the wrong way. As you can see, I've got the inside of the furnace here, and I've got the outside. Actually, I don't mind that. It's just that the power of the furnace is going to be a little bit awkward. I actually don't mind that at all. So I'm actually, for the first time, I'm actually going to leave it like that. Because normally when the furnace is the other way, you have to keep on going behind it to pick up your item. So yeah, we'll go with that for a bit of a change. So let's throw some cables in there to power up. The thing that we haven't done at the moment is the actual solar dish itself, which is obviously an important bit to make sure you're getting your power. The reason I'm holding off on this is because I just want to see where the sun's coming up, and the sun should come up fairly shortly, but we can actually start getting some of this stuff ready. Alright, so, but don't make the same mistake I'm making in this video. Please, as your first sun is going down, just have a look to see where it's coming from, or departing from, I should say. Alright, so next thing we got is we're actually doing the cables, and like everything, some of the items actually give you a couple of options. So make sure you rotate through so you get the one that you want, and then play with the controls until you get your turning circles that you want as well. Also with the video as well, just as I'm plodding around doing this and doing this, don't hesitate to please tell us in the video what you would like to actually see, if you want me to slow down, if you want me to be more detailed, if you know, there's a level of assumptions. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so I'm noticing there that it's not, whether that's a bug or whatever, but it's not allowing me to put the cable there. So I'm going to have to sort of think a little bit differently with this one. Easily fixed. Let's grab our, in this case here, our cable cutters. Do a quick cut there, go back to the E, and we'll just put a cross junction there. So, well, actually I don't need a cross junction, that would be a waste of a cable. So as much as it's easy to put your cross junctions and so forth, they chew up more cable. So maybe that's too close to the item, that's why it's not allowing the allowing it to actually come in. Alright, so let's see where this sun is coming up. I'm going to pause the video here, and I will be back when the sun comes up. I'll see you back soon. Alrighty, welcome back, and what a lovely sunrise on the moon there. So we want to work a little bit quickly here, just so we actually get a little bit of sun to test our dishes. So we're going to grab our iron sheets again, and we're going to grab our, where are they? Maybe I put them, and yes I did, I put them in the pocket. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build over this way, and actually build the little ramp like so. And this is where we're actually going to have our solar dishes. Next thing I'm actually going to build, just to go with the solar dishes, I'm going to build a little bit of a tower here, and this will make sense for a couple of reasons. So let's just weld that one up, and I will work a little bit quickly, but it's just a repeat of what we showed before. So welder, turn her on, we've got the iron in our hand, and we're going to just weld these up. Okay, so the next thing we're going to grab is we are going to grab our, oh, we need our light again. Couple of things. So we're going to grab the power controller. We'll start off, we'll grab the power controller, and there is two there. We are going to grab the solar panel kit. And let's drop that down. So the solar panel kit, we're going to drop it down, and the same as most things, it's got a power and it's got a data. So we're going to rotate that around like so, and this way it's actually sort of having the power coming up the middle here, and it's actually got the data, and we will use the both here. Next thing we want to actually grab is glass. So the solar panel is not finished when you've got it, but you've actually got glass sheets in there. So we're just going to grab the glass sheets, and you don't need a tool, and you just put it on top. Now you can't put any more than one glass, so that's just the glass on top there. So the other thing I actually grabbed was what they call the power controller, or the APC, as you will hear it yourself. And the APC acts as a couple of things. In the early days, it probably acts a little bit as a battery backup, but just a very basic battery backup. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop this APC, rotate it around. Once again, we've got the in box and the out box there. And what the APC also does is it controls everything that's on one side of the APC. Is literally controlled by those units. So we're actually going to put it just here, and then we're going to run some cables, which we've got, so we don't have to make anything at the moment, and we're going to run them simply because we were after power is the most important thing at the moment. We're just going to run the power from the satellite, from the solar dish. That's not the one we're after. Now at first, yes, it does get a little bit annoying. Alright, so there we've got power, and we've got power straight to the solar dish, and the sun is straight up, and you'll see that the solar dish is now generating 434 watts, but we're not saving that power. So what I want to do is get your crowbar. First of all, we'll just open up a little bit of space here. Get your crowbar, and over the top of the power cover, you can actually open it. Put your crowbar back, and you'll find in here a dead battery cell large, so pick up that. And drop that in, and the last thing you need to do is turn it on. Okay, so we are now generating power. So we're very lucky here, the sun is straight up, we're getting 460 watts, maximum 500 watts, and it's going up. Now at the moment, this solar panel is not going to follow the sun. You need to manually change it, which is just going to be painful. So to finalise this episode, we're actually going to go to a stage where we've got a level of automation. So let's, to adjust, just grab your shifter, and you can tilt up and down. I actually need this because I want to, and that was exactly what I actually thought. So what we need to do is, if you go down to the bottom, you can actually, so you can tilt up and down. If you go to the bottom, you can tilt left and right. So in this case here, we want to tilt right, and we want to tilt it 90 degrees. Then we're at 50, then we want to actually tilt it down. Perfect. So we're going to do that, and we're going to charge the batteries. So let's run this power to continue it. And that's actually worked out well, so I'm happy with that. All right, so that is now giving us power. We can turn this on. We've got power to the auto lathe, and we've got power to the furnace. Um, The next thing we actually want to sort of grab, just to sort of help us out a little bit, whoop, swapped it, is a battery charger. So obviously it will come in handy as well. We're just going to find a little bit of a home for the battery charger. Once again, we want it on this side of the APC. So we actually want to build everything on this side, and you can see we're sort of going to yellow. But the sun, yeah, so it's pretty good. The sun is sort of going down there a little bit, so we're just going to tilt it just a fraction more, just to get the last of the sun. So we're getting 160 now, we're up to 170, so let's just tilt it down to 10 degrees, and let's get the last of the evening sun. We're back up to 400. So it does make a big difference as we get into that. So I just want to now put our battery charger. Now with the battery charger, you can attach it to a wall, or you can actually just leave it, let it just hang there. So we're just going to turn that around. Ah, come on. This is embarrassing. All right, let me get this one right. All right, there we are. I needed to actually take that off of stream because that was painful. It was painful for me. I'm sure it was painful for you to watch. So just with a little bit of light, we're just going to now, which is fine because it's on this side as well, just cut this. Put in another, once again, a 3 ways in there. I think the power is on the right hand side. Whoops. All right, we'll just fix that. That's all right. All right, and okay, and there we go. We've been able to build our solar dish. We have an APC, or a power controller. The power controller has been able to charge the battery to probably medium. We have a battery back charger now, so we can actually charge our batteries, our tool batteries. And we've actually created our auto lathe and our arc furnace. The last thing we're going to do, just for this episode, is just prepare to get the solar dish ready for tomorrow, the solar panel. So we're just going to tilt it upwards until we get to 100. make it 90, and then as soon as the sun comes up, it's going to trap that sun, and we have started. All right, thank you very much. I just want to sort of make a couple of short episodes. This will allow you in the early days to have enough battery power to ensure that you've got the battery power for your suit. So whilst you're working at night, as you can see here, my battery power in my suit is medium. You don't need to worry about your air consumption to start off with, and you don't need to worry about your waste or your jetpack fuel as well. But what you do need is your batteries, because you tend to have your helmet light on a lot because it's a dark game to start off with. You just need to have that. And what we've got is, with this tower and things like that, we can actually now sort of put light sources up here, but the light source will chew through the power. So thank you very much. I hope hopefully you found that helpful as the starting off. I am going to do more tutorials as we go in, and what we will do is we'll get into a level of automation and some battery backups just to make sure that we have a sustainable power source. So hope you liked it. Don't forget to hit the likes. If you'd like to see more, please hit the subscribes of Stationeers and any other videos I'm doing, and really please use the comments. If you want me to slow down, if you want me to be more detailed, if you want me to be less detailed, if there's particular areas you're struggling with, please let us know. I've certainly struggled with the game. The videos and the wikis and the streams have really helped me and helped me really enjoy the game. So thank you, and look forward to seeing you in the next episode.